My beloved brothers and sisters, let me speak to your hearts for a moment, because many of you are carrying a silent exhaustion that no one can see. You are not tired because of work, and you are not tired because of responsibilities. You are tired because your mind never rests. You lie down at night, and instead of peace, your thoughts begin to race. You replay conversations, you analyze messages, you wonder why someone changed, why they became distant, why they stopped caring the way they once did. You ask yourself what you did wrong, whether you were not enough, whether you said too much or too little. And while you are drowning in these thoughts, the person you are thinking about is sleeping peacefully, unaware of the storm inside your heart. Listen to me carefully now. If thinking about someone is stealing your peace, if their behavior has left you confused and unsettled, if their absence hurts more than their presence ever healed, then this message is for you. Because Allah did not create your heart to be imprisoned by people. Your heart was created to trust Him, to find peace in Him, and to feel secure with Him. Today, I want to remind you how to protect your heart, how to stop overthinking those who do not protect your emotions, and how to return your trust to Allah. Because the moment you place your heart back with Allah, peace begins to return. Your heart is not something small or ordinary. It is a trust from Allah. Allah placed feelings inside you, emotions inside you, and the ability to care deeply, not so that everyone can walk in and out of your heart freely, but so that you use this gift with wisdom. Not everyone you meet deserves access to your emotions, and not everyone who enters your life deserves to stay close to your heart. Some people come into your life only for a short time, to teach you something, to test your patience, or to show you what you should never accept again. They are lessons, not lifetimes. When you open your heart too quickly to the wrong people, you make yourself vulnerable without protection, and that is when unnecessary pain enters your life. Islam does not teach us to close our hearts completely, but it teaches us balance, to care, yet remain careful, to love, yet remain mindful. Protecting your heart does not mean you are cold, heartless, or unkind. It means you are wise, you value your emotional well-being, and you understand that Allah wants your heart safe, peaceful, and attached to Him first. Be honest with yourselves for a moment. When someone occupies your thoughts constantly, when their silence bothers you, when their words replay in your mind, when their approval begins to matter more than your own peace, you must pause and ask yourself, why? This is not love, this is attachment. Love brings calm to the heart, but attachment brings restlessness and anxiety. Overthinking is often a sign that your heart has become tied to something that Allah never intended it to depend on. You start waiting for messages, reading too deeply into small actions, and allowing someone's behavior to affect your mood and your self-worth. This is exhausting, and Allah does not want this for you. When something is written for you, it comes with ease, clarity, and peace, not confusion and constant worry. So when you find yourself overthinking someone, gently pull your heart back, remind yourself that your peace matters, and return your trust to Allah. The heart that relies on Allah finds rest, and the heart that clings to people finds exhaustion. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the hardest realities of life is learning that people change. Someone who once cared deeply may slowly become distant. Someone who used to check on you may suddenly go silent. And when that happens, it hurts the heart deeply, because you begin to question yourself. You wonder what you did wrong. You wonder when things changed. But listen to me carefully now. This is part of the dunya. People's feelings change, situations change, priorities change, and hearts are not always consistent. This is why Allah reminds us again and again not to place our full trust in people. Allah, however, never changes. He is the same Allah in your happiness and in your pain. He is present when people leave and when doors close. When someone walks away from your life, it does not mean Allah has abandoned you. It means Allah is redirecting you. He is gently pulling your heart away from temporary attachment and bringing it back to permanent security with Him. When you accept that people will change, but Allah never does, your heart becomes stronger, calmer, and less dependent on others. And that understanding alone protects you from so much unnecessary pain. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the hardest realities of life is learning that people change. Someone who once cared deeply may slowly become distant. Someone who used to check on you may suddenly go silent. And when that happens, it hurts the heart deeply because you begin to question yourself. You wonder what you did wrong. You wonder when things changed. But listen to me carefully now. This is part of the dunya. People's feelings change. Situations change. Priorities change. And hearts are not always consistent. This is why Allah reminds us again and again not to place our full trust in people. Allah, however, never changes. He is the same Allah in your happiness and in your pain. He is present when people leave and when doors close. When someone walks away from your life, it does not mean Allah has abandoned you. It means Allah is redirecting you. He is gently pulling your heart away from temporary attachment and bringing it back to permanent security with Him. When you accept that people will change, but Allah never does, your heart becomes stronger, calmer, and less dependent on others. And that understanding alone protects you from so much unnecessary pain. Allow me to speak to your heart slowly now, because many of you are carrying pain that did not come from people hurting you directly, but from how much you tried to explain yourself to those who were never willing to understand you. You spoke again and again, hoping your words would finally reach their heart, hoping that if you explained your intentions clearly enough, they would see your sincerity, your effort, your pain. But instead of peace, every explanation brought more confusion, more misunderstanding, and more exhaustion. This is where Islam teaches us a powerful lesson. Not every situation needs your response, and not every hurt deserves your explanation. Silence is not weakness. Silence is protection. Silence protects your dignity when emotions are high. Because when emotions control the tongue, words are often spoken that can never be taken back. Silence protects your heart from unnecessary arguments that lead nowhere. Arguments that drain you emotionally while changing nothing. Many times, you are not misunderstood because you fail to explain yourself well. You are misunderstood because the other person has already chosen not to understand you, and no amount of talking can fix that. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that true strength is not in shouting, reacting, or defending ourselves endlessly, but in controlling our anger, our tongue, and our emotions. My brothers and sisters, chasing closure from people who are careless with your feelings will not heal you. Running after answers from someone who has already shown you distance will only deepen your wounds. Some people do not deserve explanations, not because you are arrogant or heartless, but because they are not sincere. And when Allah removes the desire from your heart to explain yourself to everyone, it is not a loss, it is growth. It is Allah teaching you reliance on Him instead of people. Silence also gives Allah space to act on your behalf. When you stop reacting, stop defending yourself, and stop responding to every hurt, Allah steps in quietly and powerfully. He clears misunderstandings without you speaking. He exposes intentions without you arguing. He protects your reputation in ways you could never protect it yourself. There are battles in life that are not meant to be fought with words. They are meant to be handed over to Allah completely. And when Allah fights for you, no explanation is needed. You may feel uncomfortable at first choosing silence because your heart wants to be heard. But trust me, peace does not come from being understood by everyone. It comes from being content with Allah's understanding of you. So protect your heart by choosing silence when speaking will only increase harm. Speak when your words bring peace, clarity, and goodness. But remain silent when words will drain your energy, damage your dignity, or reopen wounds that Allah is trying to heal. That silence is not weakness. That silence is wisdom. That silence is strength. And that silence is Allah's protection over your heart. My beloved brothers and sisters, allow me to speak to you very gently here, because this lesson touches a wound many of you carry silently. So many hearts today are exhausted not because they lack love, but because they are forcing themselves to stay connected to people Allah is slowly trying to remove from their lives. You are tired because you are holding on too tightly. You are tired because you are giving more than you are receiving. You are tired because you are trying to keep something alive that no longer has life in it. And deep down, your heart already feels it, the heaviness, the imbalance, the constant effort, but you are afraid to let go because you remember how things used to be, not how they are now. You keep telling yourself stories to survive the pain. You say, maybe they are busy. Maybe they are going through something. Maybe if I stay patient a little longer, things will return to how they were. And patience is beautiful in Islam, but patience does not mean self-neglect. Patience does not mean tolerating emotional harm. Patience does not mean begging someone to give you basic respect, time, or care. My brothers and sisters, what Allah has written for you will not require you to lose yourself in order to keep it. What is meant for you will not make you feel anxious, unwanted, or constantly unsure of where you stand. When someone truly values you, effort flows naturally. They do not disappear without explanation. They do not leave you confused. They do not make you question your worth. You will not need to remind them of your importance because they will see it themselves. And when these things are missing, please understand this clearly. It is not because you are lacking. It is because the connection itself is lacking sincerity. But many of us struggle to accept this truth because accepting it feels like losing something precious. And yes, it hurts. Letting go hurts. Accepting that someone is no longer meant to walk with you hurts. But forcing yourself to stay where you are not valued hurts even more. And it slowly destroys your self-respect, your peace, and your relationship with yourself. My beloved brothers and sisters, Allah does not remove people randomly. Allah is Al-Hakim, the most wise. Sometimes He removes someone because they are distracting you from your purpose. Sometimes He removes someone because your heart was becoming too dependent on them and Allah wants to bring your heart back to Him. And sometimes He removes someone simply because their chapter in your life has ended. Not every relationship is meant to last forever, even if it was once beautiful. Some people are part of your journey, not your destination. And when Allah closes a door, it is not rejection, it is redirection. Many of us cry over what left without realizing that Allah saved us from future pain. We mourn relationships that ended without knowing how much harm was waiting if they had continued. We question Allah's plan because the separation hurts now, not realizing that Allah is protecting us from a pain that would have been much deeper later. My brothers and sisters, Allah sees what you do not see. He knows the hearts of people better than you ever could. And when He removes someone from your life, He is doing so with perfect knowledge, not cruelty. If maintaining a relationship costs you your peace, your dignity, and your emotional stability, then it is too expensive. If holding on makes you anxious, insecure, and constantly afraid of losing someone, then Allah is asking you to release that grip and trust Him. Letting go for the sake of Allah is not weakness. It is one of the strongest acts of faith. It means you believe Allah's plan is better than your attachment. It means you trust that what Allah removes with peace and sometimes with a closeness to Him that changes your entire life. There is a quiet strength in walking away without drama, without bitterness, without revenge. Just acceptance, just tawakkul, just trust. And when you reach that level, Allah replaces your loss with something your heart truly needs. My brothers and sisters, stop forcing people to stay. if they were meant to remain in your life, Allah would make their presence easy, not exhausting. Trust Allah's removal, because the one who took them away is the same, one who is taking care of your heart. Let me speak to you very gently now, because this lesson touches a part of the heart that is often wounded quietly. Many people today are walking around doubting themselves, not because they lack value, but because they allowed the way people treated them to define how they see themselves. Someone ignored you and you began to feel invisible. Someone left and you began to feel unworthy. Someone spoke to you carelessly and slowly you started questioning your own importance, and without realizing it, you handed people a power. They were never meant to have the power to decide your worth. Listen to me carefully now. Your worth does not increase when people choose you, and it does not decrease when people walk away from you. Your value was written by Allah long before anyone entered your life. My brothers and sisters, Allah created you with purpose. He shaped you with intention. He placed dignity inside you before you ever proved anything to anyone. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that honor does not come from people, status, relationships, or approval. Honor comes from Allah alone. When you forget this, you begin chasing validation. You start seeking reassurance from people who are themselves broken. You wait for messages to feel important. You depend on attention to feel loved. And this dependence slowly drains your heart because people are inconsistent, distracted, and imperfect. Allah never intended for your emotional stability to depend on something so fragile. Many of you are hurting because you gave someone the authority to make you feel enough. When they cared, you felt confident. When they pulled away, you felt empty. This emotional cycle is exhausting, and Allah does not want this for you. Allah wants you grounded. Allah wants you secure. Allah wants you standing firm, knowing that even if the entire world turns away, He is still with you. When people fail to see your worth, it does not mean it isn't there. It means they lack the vision to recognize it. Do not shrink yourself to be accepted. Do not overextend yourself to be chosen. Do not silence your needs to keep someone comfortable. You were never created to beg for love. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the most painful moments in life is realizing that someone you value did not value you the same way. That realization hurts deeply, but that pain does not mean you were wrong for caring. It means you cared sincerely, and sincerity is never a weakness in the sight of Allah. The mistake was not loving. The mistake was forgetting your worth while loving. Islam teaches us balance love with dignity, care with self-respect, and attachment with boundaries. When Allah restores your understanding of your worth, He is not making you proud, He is healing you. Please understand this clearly. Someone leaving your life does not mean you were replaceable. Someone mistreating you does not mean you were insignificant. Someone failing to choose you does not mean you were not enough. It simply means Allah is removing from your life those who were not capable of treating you the way you deserve. And Allah's protection sometimes hurts before it heals, but it always heals. There is a beautiful freedom that comes when you stop seeking your value in people. You speak differently, you walk differently, you choose differently. You no longer tolerate disrespect in the name of patience. You no longer sacrifice your peace to keep someone close. You begin to understand that your heart deserves safety, not constant struggle. And when you reach that level, Allah replaces your insecurity with confidence, your fear with trust, and your dependence on people with reliance on Him. So my brothers and sisters, remind yourself daily, I am valued because Allah created me. I am honored because Allah chose me to exist. I am worthy even if people fail to see it. When you believe this, rejection no longer breaks you, neglect no longer defines you, and loss no longer destroys you, because your heart is anchored to Allah, not to people. And a heart anchored to Allah can never truly be shaken. My beloved brothers and sisters, let me speak to you slowly now, because this lesson is not just something you listen to, it is something your heart needs to feel. Many of you are tired, not physically, but spiritually and emotionally. You are tired of worrying, tired of overthinking, tired of carrying questions that never get answered. You are tired of trying to understand people who confuse you, tired of hoping for change that never comes, tired of holding on while everything inside you is begging for rest. And the reason for this exhaustion is simple. Your heart has been relying on people for peace instead of relying on Allah. You placed your emotional safety in something temporary, and temporary things always break hearts eventually. Allah did not create your heart to live in constant tension. He created it to live in trust in Him. So many of you wake up in the morning with a heavy chest. You go through your day smiling on the outside while your thoughts are loud on the inside. You wonder what will happen next. You worry about who will leave, who will change, who will disappoint you again. You replay the past and fear the future at the same time. And my brothers and sisters, this is not how Allah wants His believers to live. Allah wants your heart to feel safe. Allah wants your soul to feel grounded. Allah wants you to walk through life knowing that even if everything falls apart, He is holding you together. True trust in Allah, tawakkul, is not just saying, I trust Allah, while your heart is still panicking. True trust is when your heart finally lets go. It is when you stop trying to control outcomes that were never in your control to begin with. It is when you accept that Allah knows what you do not know, sees what you cannot see, and plans with a wisdom that your mind cannot fully comprehend. Trusting Allah means believing that whatever He allows to enter your life has purpose, and whatever He removes has protection in it, even if it hurts now. My beloved brothers and sisters, many of you are asking Allah for peace. But peace does not come from answers, it comes from surrender. You want clarity from people, but clarity comes from Allah. You want reassurance from others, but reassurance comes from remembering who Allah is. When you truly trust Allah, you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And you begin saying, Ya Allah, I don't understand, but I trust you. And wallahi, that shift changes everything. That is the moment your heart begins to heal. Think about how often Allah has taken care of you without you even realizing it. Think about the times you thought something was the end of your life only to look back later and realize it was the beginning of your growth. Think about the doors that closed and broke your heart and how Allah later protected you from pain you could not see at the time. Allah has always been managing your affairs, even when you thought you were alone, even when people left, even when answers never came, even when your heart felt shattered. Allah was there closer than you realized. My brothers and sisters, trusting Allah does not mean you will never feel pain again. It means pain will no longer destroy you. It means disappointment will no longer define you. It means loss will no longer break your faith. Because when your heart is anchored to Allah, storms may shake you, but they will not sink you. You begin to understand that Allah's plan is not cruel, it is precise. Allah does not delay to hurt you, He delays to protect you, prepare you, and perfect the outcome. And when the outcome comes, you realize that Allah's timing was always better than yours. Many of you are afraid to trust Allah fully because you are scared of being hurt again. You say, I trusted before and I was disappointed. But understand this clearly. It was not trusting Allah that hurt you. It was trusting people more than Allah. Allah never betrays. Allah never abandons. Allah never fails His servant. People may leave without explanation. Situations may change without warning, but Allah remains constant. He is Al-Wakil, the best disposer of affairs. And when you place your heart with the one who never fails, you finally find rest. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us through his life that reliance on Allah brings strength, not weakness. In moments of rejection, loss, and hardship, he turned to Allah with full trust, and Allah elevated him beyond imagination. This is your reminder that closeness to Allah is not found in comfort alone, it is found in surrender. When you stop fighting reality and start trusting Allah's wisdom, your heart softens, your soul breathes.